Hi, it's Chris from Chris Loves Crochet and Crochet Recreations, and I just thought I'd stop by and tell you what I've been up to. So hang in there. Hi. So I think many of you know that my baby girl just had a baby girl. So I am now a grandma. And I've been making a few things for the baby, and some of them were paid patterns, and so I wasn't able to do any tutorials or really anything like that for you. So I'm going to show you the finished product and show you where I got the pattern. So I first made a caterpillar, like a costume for the baby's photo shoot when she was 2 weeks old. So here's a picture of the outfit just by itself, and then a picture of my granddaughter in it at the photo shoot, and they had to turn it around backwards, the body part, because she's too tall. She was too tall for it. So anyway, here's the pictures. This is the pattern that I used. It's from Stitched in Love Crocheting, Cuddly Caterpillar, Cocoon, and Beanie. So there's that. I spilled water on it. I'm sorry. So you could pause the video and zoom in and see where you need to go. It's just Stitched in Love. I also put a link to it. I got it from Ravelry, actually, but you could go to her website too. But I'll put a link to the Ravelry pattern in the description. And the next thing that I finished, I think I showed it in a W.I.P.s video before, was the Ira Wrought Josephina and Jeffrey elephant rug, and I finished that when I was up in Indiana. I'm in Texas. I don't know if you guys know that. I'm in Texas, but I went up to Indiana to help out with the new baby, and so I finished the rug when I was up there. So here's a picture of that. And this is the paid pattern for Josephina and Jeffrey elephants, and it's Ira Wrought, and I will try to find it and put a link to the paid pattern in the description. So really good instructions, really good. Okay, so other than that, I also had a couple of commission pieces that I already either have a tutorial up for, or I used somebody else's tutorial for, or had a paid pattern. So I didn't do tutorials for them. So this is the first one. And I know you've seen my never-ending flower shawl before that I did that were many different colors. This person that I made this for, this friend of mine that I made this for, is really into blue, and she looks fabulous in blue. So she just wanted the blue theme. So we did blues. So this is the never-ending flower shawl that's at the Secret Yarnery, and I'll put I think I'll put a link with the info button. I don't know if that ends up being in the right place or if it's over here. I can't remember. So to her tutorial on how to do the never-ending flower shawl. And then I have a tutorial on this. You can't see the bottom of it. There's the bottom of it, sort of. On this skirt of many colors. But for this project, it's a skirt of blues. Skirt of many colors in the blues. And so I'll also put a link to the tutorial for that I did. So that one is a finished object. Now let me get my W.I.P.s in order. I also forgot to tell you that this one that I did, I used Mary Maxim Willow Spun DK, and this is one of the blues that I still had left over. So It's the light blue that I used. So for this one, I used the Mary Maxim Mellow Spun DK. This is another one that I'm doing for a friend at work that is a large shawl. It's kind of boho in fashion, in style. And you can see that as it gets bigger and more floofy along here and along the bottom, so does the collar. And so it kind of comes down your shoulders. And this you can tack together in the front if you want, or just let it flow or belt it. And you can see on the back that it just starts off as one of those little circular Mandela type boleros. And oh, this is all off center now. Okay, so it starts in the middle there and then just expands out. So here it is on the front again. And like I said, I only have a couple of more rows to do, so it's just about done. It's just going to have another couple of inches on it. And the pattern that I'm using is a paid pattern. And I will put a link in the bottom there in the description. But here it is. And it is the Edge of 17 Boutique Bohemian Boho Stevie Style Vest. I assume that means Stevie Nicks. So that just shows the colorway for that, and that it's the carousel kind, so you can follow along with what they used, with what she used. You could also just order one from her for $200, I think. I know she did at first. She was doing that. I don't know if she's still making them, but I'm pretty sure you can still get the pattern. And this is a very specific, not specific, very detailed pattern. So it's really worth it if you want to make one and have it really cool. And there are different ways that you can make it longer or shorter, making it double crochets instead of triple crochets in some places. I actually took out a couple of rows because the one that I made for myself, I ended up having to give to my big sister who's tall. Not that she's big, she's my big sister, and she's very tall. So I had to give it to her because it was dragging the floor for me. So I made another one for me, and I took out some rows and made them all doubles because I'm 5'2", I'm short. This friend is kind of in between. I think she's like about 5'5"-ish. My sister is 5'8", and the way that it's written fits her very well. So this is for somebody who's, I think, about 5'5". And so I took out a couple of rows, made some double crochet rows, but at the end with these really floofy ends here, this last section, I'm making them all trebles so that they get really flowy. And I did not, for this one, my friend chose Lion Brand shawl and a cake. And this is called Restful Rainbow. And those are the colors. It's so jewelly. It's jewel toned. And it's just beautiful. I'm really excited that I have an extra cake. This is going to take 3 cakes to do. So I'll have 1 extra cake to just make a shawl, just a little shawl, because I am loving these colors. So that's another WIP, almost done. Now let me show you what I am going, oh no, I have another WIP. Now I'm following a tutorial on Bag-A-Day crochet and more that Crystal did. And I have some bamboo, so I'm using different, I don't remember what yarn she used, but I'll put a link to her tutorial. Because why should I make a tutorial? She has the best tutorials in town. So this is the very beginning of a poncho. So I am making this specifically to go with some bell-bottom jeans I just got that has a lot of, they're black jeans and it has a lot of red in them. So I'm doing some color changes. So doing black, because I'm doubling up the strands. Doing black, then black and red, and then red, and then red and black, and then black. And then after I finish this with the way that Crystal did it on Bag a Day, then I will show you the tutorial on how I'm going to make it into, put some additional beading and beads on it, and such like that there, and some fringe on it, and it's gonna be really cool. And then I'm gonna attach it to a tank top. So I'm gonna show you here the inspiration that I have that was a friend's top. She actually came in and said, "Can't you make one of these?" Because she was wearing it. So I'm gonna put that picture in as the inspiration piece for the recreation. And so I just found the poncho that would work great. It's short, it's 4-point poncho, but the front and the back points are longer than the side points. So it's gonna work really well with that. Then, so I'll be back on with that to show you how I'm going to add the decorations on it, and how I'm going to add it to the tank top so that it has that same kind of a look that that my friend has. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this. Okay, so I'm on Facebook a lot, looking around, and I order things on Facebook a lot, and so I get a lot of ads on Facebook. I don't know how well you can see that. This is a really cool sweater that is knitted, and there's not a pattern for it. You're just supposed to buy the sweater. And I was looking at it going, wait, I can make that. So I'm going to recreate this, and basically it's a scarf that you can wrap around yourself, and then it has sleeves so at the end you sew together just the little sleeve endings, so you put your hands through so it stays on. So this is my plan, and so as soon as I decide what yarn I'm going to use, so this is the whole, it's like a big scarf or a shawl that you just wrap around you, and then you put your hands through where you've made the cuffs, and then that holds it together. So you can see, like right here, that's where the cuff is, and the rest of this is just open scarf. So I'll have a tutorial up on how to create this once I figure out what yarn I'm going to use. But that's my pattern. So I haven't decided. What I really would love to find is some nice bulky yarn, so I can do it really fast. And so I can do it fast, and it'll be something that I can use in the winter. Right now I have been relocated in the library. That's where my classroom is in the library. Not happy about it, but the library's freezing, and so I wore this today, and it's like a big, really thick, and this kept me warm. So I'm wearing a lot of crochet jackets and big vests, tunics, and things at work. So this would be helpful too at work. So once I figure that out, I'm going to show you that. And I think that's it. So that's my plan. This is the next thing that's coming out. So it's going to be a little while before I can get it out. So I wanted to show you what I have been doing, why I don't have any tutorials out right now, and I'm going to put a link in for those patterns in the description. I'll put a link to the tutorials in the info box, and I hope you enjoyed this, so you can see what I've been doing. And we always have a choice, so please choose happy. Yay!